everybody, welcome, and this is actually the first episode of Life is LIJDEN, and it's an initiative by my brother Sefa. Yo, Sefa, how are you doing, brother?
Awesome, man. And again, guys, to all the viewers, welcome. Thank you for staying a bit patient because we had a small delay. Anyway, I had to keep you guys waiting. So, again, it's such a great thing to do. I mean, almost every artist is doing a live stream these days, but the thing I want to do is bring some, personality back into it. Everybody is playing sets, everybody is doing, and it's a good initiative, but I think we should, take it up a notch and do some other stuff as well.
Take it to the higher level.
Take it to a higher level, of course.
So actually, what's the plan today? Because you are doing some fundraising today for the Red Cross.
Yeah.
Could you tell the people who are watching right now what type of organization the Red Cross is?
So the Red Cross is a huge intergovernmental organization. It's a worldwide charity organization. And in times as these, where there's a lot of people needing help, there's a lot of, weak people, old people, and, the world is going a bit to shit lately. So, of course, I'm a DJ and I was living the life, like, if we go back 1 year ago, I was touring the entire world, making money, doing good stuff, making music.
Actually, let's say for a couple of weeks ago, right?
Until a couple of weeks ago, of course. Yeah, I think Reverse was my last party. But of course, the Red Cross, it mainly, survives by donations. And I think it's a very good initiative to kind of, take the lead and to actually start a fundraising stream for this Red Cross organization, so we can actually do something to help directly instead of live streams, thoughts and prayers. They're all appreciated, of course, but I think I don't think it's enough, to be honest. I think we should be doing more as a scene. The thing is, as a scene, we are also doing our best to survive right now because there's a lot of organizations going bankrupt and stuff. There's a lot of parties being cancelled, and those are big problems. Those are problems for me as well. I mean, a lot of DJs like me are living on a fraction of their. We're unemployed
at this point, right? So
but we are not living in poverty, or we are not in direct danger, as in we are not in a hospital bed right now.
You still have a roof over your head.
And that's the whole thing. I think we can take an initiative by, if you can, of course, by helping those in need, and I think that's the main thing I want to do today. So.
All right. Well, let's talk about that a little later on.
Yeah.
But first of all, what are we going to do today? What are we going to do to make sure that the people, besides, of course, giving something for charity, will be also a little bit rewarded for the gifts that they do?
Yeah. I think the people at home, first of all, they deserve this stuff. They deserve live streams. I mean, there's a lot of people being quarantined right now. They can't go to parties, they can't go outside, they kind of have to put a stop to their normal life, their normal routines. And I think the main thing I get from fans, the main message I get from fans is, dude, just do a fucking live stream, we're bored. We just want to, get in the party vibe and stuff. And I see a lot of great initiatives by, for example, people, playing piano on their balconies. And, I saw a video in the Netherlands of, did you see the Party Animals video, where people, they were, doing hakken and stuff in front of.
Not yet, but I did some of those myself too.
It's a great video, and it's a great initiative. And in these times, I really think that a lot of humans show their good side. For once, and it's a really good thing to see. For example, in the Netherlands, I mean, our Mr. Rutte, our Prime Minister, he just gave us a big compliment on how we basically are just following the rules and staying inside.
Yeah, because we don't have a total lockdown. What we actually have is like what they call an intelligent lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. So that means you can go outside, but keep your distance. And
they gave us the responsibility to do it.
Exactly. So I think that's giving your own people the responsibility. It's a really good thing. But we don't want to go. We actually want to limit the amount of new infections. So it's up to the people to decide what they're going to do. In our country, and as you can see, we're keeping our 1.5 meters.
Besides that, actually, this is actually what I'm really curious about. I mean, normally you had a live, being in the studio,
Exactly. Yeah.
entering the airport, going to all of them different countries, sometimes have 3 or 4 gigs a day or a night.
Yeah.
So from that point on, suddenly your life is standing still. So how are you spending your days right now? I think a lot of people want to know how you are spending your days.
Well, I'm basically in the studio all day, every day, and I have a lot of, spare time left to experiment with new stuff, to get inspiration, to work out as well. I've been working out consistently, of course, because I didn't have a lot of time to really keep to a tight schedule. I did work out like 4 or 5 times a week, but now I really have the time to work on myself, and I think that's something that a lot of DJs needed. Of course, there's a lot of negatives, and I don't want to downplay them, but for a lot of DJs, including me, who aren't really struggling financially right now, and that's of course a really big blessing, we can take some time to make music and to deliver to the fans in a way that we never could before. So
do you also feel that your body is resting right now?
my body is really resting. It's really amazing to see. I'm more clear of mind and stuff, but the main thing is my body still aches because I miss that adrenaline rush, from bookings every weekend, and I really miss the
people.
The people, especially.
I miss the people. I miss the people so much at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But the main thing is I can't complain too much because I'm in a good position right now, and that's why I want to take the initiative to actually set up streams for you guys, to entertain you guys, and to do some fundraising as well. Because I have a platform. I'm not using the platform right now to promote gigs or anything. Now it's time to give back,
Definitely.
It's time to release music. It's time to do fundraising.
So for you guys who are just tuned in, we're doing a fundraiser. We do that for the Red Cross. We got some goodies to give away.
Exactly.
You can donate whatever you have. That doesn't have to be a whole lot of money. Even if you donate €1, you already have a chance to win one of these beautiful prizes that we will announce later on. But we want to keep this thing going. We want to do something fresh. Of course, we have music. We talk a little bit together, and we make sure you will have a good time.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to give away tonight, and what can people win?
Yeah.
Because you got some special prizes, right?
Yeah. So as you can see right now, I'm wearing this beautiful new Sefa sweater from my new merchandise. Mm-hmm. The thing is, it doesn't really feel good to be, full on promoting merchandise right now because a lot of people are, struggling to get by, and I don't think it's a morally good thing to do. However, what I do want to do before I throw this collection online when things are going better, of course I have to wait until people are, a bit more comfortable in their daily lives before I can, start cramming merchandise promotion down their throats because that's not the time. It's not the time right now. So what I want to do is give something back to everyone. So everybody who donates has a chance to win one of these beautiful Sefa items. So if we can just take one of them. And this is totally for free. The only thing you have to do is donate to the Red Cross, which is a good thing anyway. I'm not making anything off of this. I don't think it's important right now. I think it's important to give back because I have the time to do so. So here is a beautiful new Sefa t-shirt, and as you can see, we have the what do you call this?
I don't know.
It's like a football jersey thing,
Long sleeve, yeah. It's a short sleeve.
Yeah, it's a short sleeve, but it has a small strap. A strap.
Yeah.
With the Sefa logo and the S right here stitched on. So this is something you can win if you donate. More on that later. We have the white crop top for ladies. I really like this one.
Yeah.
It's also new. It has the S here on the back. And probably the most beautiful thing of all, the thing I'm wearing right now is the Sefa sweater, and I don't even have to pick this one up because I have one myself. But
yeah, I have one too, but it's still over there because I didn't have time anymore to change clothes.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm like this. And
you look awesome, man.
Sweater.
You look beautiful.
Well, thank you very much.
You could make me gay. A lot of people think I'm gay anyway.
I thought you are already a little bit. This is what the people think, but no.
Exactly.
No,
but yeah, it has a Sefa logo on here. It has the strap again. And it's just really nice and comfortable, if you want to stay inside. So these are all the things you can win. The collection is not online right now because, again, I don't think it's the time. I think it's time to give these away. So, but I do have the biggest prize of all, and that one actually goes to the person who donates the most to this charity, because I think that's, you know, it is something to boast about, it is something to be proud of if you're the biggest donator today, because of course nothing goes to me, everything goes to the Red Cross.
To the Red Cross, yeah.
It's insane that I'm giving this one away, because I actually, you know, this is an item that a lot of artists would, you know, keep to themselves and, you know, put in you know, hang on their wall or something.
Hang on the wall, yeah.
Put it under their pillow before they go to sleep. But I'm giving it away to the biggest donator, so get hyped. It is the black shirt I wore at the DEF CON 1 Red Stage performance in 2019. So
wow,
that is. I didn't wash it yet.
That's actually great. So
I didn't wash it, so there's still some sweat on me from DEF CON itself. So, you know, for the.
So the black Sefa shirt from the Red 2019.
Yeah.
2019.
2019,
right?
yeah.
He wore it himself. It's not washed yet. And the one like to smell it.
Yeah.
Everything.
You can still smell my sweat. You know, the fear that I felt.
It's on it, you know, like.
I still remember how those sweaty spots got on that shirt, because the thing is, once you walk up the stairs, and I was looking at all these artists, you know, who played. I talked to a lot of artists who played the Red for the first time. I talked about their experiences, you know, doing such a big gig for the first time in their lives. And for me, it was also just, I never played in front of such a big crowd before. So, you know, the thing they always talked about was walking up the stairs, you know. At the back of the Red, I think you saw it as well for Power Hour, you know. At the back of the Red Stage, you have this staircase. I think it's the same every year. It goes up. It's this really rusty, you know, staircase full of grime and grass and stuff. So you walk up, and then the thing I did was I looked at the crowd, and immediately I got this like, holy shit, you know, I'm about to play in front of this fucking crowd. And the thing is, you know, it was already hot that weekend. I remember Saturday Power Hour was like insane. You could barely even just, you know,
and you had a lot to do that weekend.
I had a lot to do.
I saw you everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, like that Sunday they was celebrating your birthday.
Yeah.
You were, I don't know, at the Black, I believe, or
yeah.
at least
yeah.
There were a lot of places you were around that weekend.
Yeah, I had I actually didn't even know about this, but I remember talking to Q-Dance because they knew my birthday was on Sunday the 30th of June, so the third day of DEF CON, the final day. Also the day that I was about to perform on the Red Stage, they knew. And I remember telling them like 6 months before DEF CON, like, guys, I really don't like the whole, you know, happy birthday attention thing. Please just let me do my job. Please just let me perform, you know. Please just let me focus on the show. And what do you know, on Sunday, after I had a gig, I had another gig on Saturday as well in Belgium, Sunrise Festival, really cool festival.
10 o'clock in the morning.
I went to sleep, and I remember Jim coming into my room. Hey, wake up, you moron! You know, it's your birthday. Hey, let's go! And I was like, dude, fuck off! I want to sleep. I want to take a shower and, you know, enjoy my day. And he's like, no, you gotta go. And I still didn't know what they were, you know, about to do. So yeah, there was this guy from Q-Dance that I'm really close to. There was Jim, and I think Ruler also. Ruler was sleeping in my cabin, so not, you know, we were not doing sexy time. But
why you have to explain it? You don't even have to explain it. Even if it was, no big deal. Man.
Yeah, I just really, you know, I like him as a friend. I promise. But this is gonna get memed so hard. But Ruler was there as well, and I remember just, you know, I didn't know what was about to happen. I just thought like they were, you know, gonna smash a cake in my face. But then I went to the blue stage. It was actually the blue stage, not the black stage. And I went there, and there were, you know, I think like 5,000 to 10,000 people.
Something like
with
that.
Party hats and stuff and cakes, and they were also, you know, sitting down, and there were these benches like. And then
everybody started to sing Happy Birthday.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the worst one, because the worst thing was Villain actually doing it after my set at the Red. I was absolutely exhausted. I was just going, you know, performing my nuts off for 45 minutes, and then I thought like, yeah, it's done, and now I can, you know,
sleep.
No, not sleep. I wanted to go to the VIP deck to check the end show, of course. But then the Villain was like, "It's his birthday, ladies and gentlemen," and I'm like, "Oh man, here we go again." But when I started singing, you know, I didn't imagine it to be that amazing. Like 50,000 people singing happy birthday to you.
Best birthday ever, right?
Yeah, of course. My grandma was there as well, and the first thing I said to her was like, I'm sorry, but you can never get me a better present. I'm sorry, I love you, but you can never, don't even try, you know?
Before we go further,
Yeah.
if you at home got something to say,
Yeah, we've got Jim.
yeah, how we do that, actually, because this is interactive. We want to hear what you have to say. If you have suggestions or ideas, just yeah, shoot.
Again.
But where do they have to?
Well, I want this to be about you, so I kind of prioritize that by putting Jim on the comments 24/7. Jim is my tour manager. For those who don't know, if you check out my Instagram, there's a full highlight dedicated to him where he's, you know, cursing at people on the road and stuff. But he's also, you know, he's behind the comments. He's monitoring every comment you guys send, and any comment that he thinks is of value, he'll just save it and put it through to us so we can, you know, answer the question or, you know, react to it. So yeah, if you want to be in the stream, if you want to interact, be sure to leave a comment, and we'll make sure that you get included.
We will get it, and then you will hear it. So ask a question, ask a question, ask a question.
Exactly. So,
right. This whole situation, of course, brings a lot of stress, a lot of emotions.
yeah.
How do you deal with the whole Corona situation, and then I mean with things that you see around you, people are
Yeah.
actually having a bad time right now. Is
Yeah.
this something that you can relate to in your music, or?
Well, the thing is, it's quite unfortunate that it goes this way, but I'm the most productive when the world around me, or when the world around me is, you know, in a difficult place, or when I'm in a difficult place, especially because my whole Leven is LIJDEN album, I made almost the whole album when I was in a pretty difficult place mentally. But the thing is, not everybody has something like music, I think, that I have to get over it. So the thing I cherish the most right now is that I can put my emotion into music. I can make a ton of new tracks, and I actually feel inspired right now, because when I was, you know, touring my nuts off, basically going to every corner of the planet, and, you know, Australia, Japan and stuff, it's amazing, but in a different way. It's really cool to see all of the fans. Well, it's the best feeling ever to see all of the, for example, Japan, you know, a full club, 1,000 Japanese people singing along to nothing like the old school musica, all of those tracks. But the thing that got me into this scene in the first place was just, you know, making music and putting my emotion into music, because I think that's what a lot of producers do, but I do it a lot in particular, is just, I'm not a talker, you know. I don't like to talk when I feel down. I think a lot of creative people are hard on themselves. I'm just, you know, focused on growth and personal growth and progression, and that doesn't mean like that I can, it kind of feels like ripping out of my own personality if I go like, I don't want to go, I don't want to travel, you know, because I always want to explore new corners of the world, and I always want to be myself, and I always want to be the best version of myself. But once you do that for a bit too long, you start to, you know, notice that things aren't going quite as well in the studio. So this period right now is a really good period to reflect on things, to get inspired, and to actually just to focus on myself, you know.
And you made some music,
Yeah.
actually, that gives people that reflection, that gave yourself that reflection.
Yeah.
You made this for the people who are actually suffering from this whole coronavirus right
Exactly. So it's a bit of a serious thing to do. I don't know how many people are watching right now. I guess it's a lot, but I think I'm not somebody who, you know, does these symbolic, emotional things. But the thing that I do think is really beautiful is a minute of silence when done right. And I don't want it to be an awkward minute of silence. I want it to be a minute of silence that I can identify with, that I feel strongly about, that I, you know, fully stand behind. So
your language actually in this one is music, and you created something that actually is the
it's inside of me, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys may have noticed that I didn't really express myself a lot about this coronavirus situation in my stories because, you know, first of all, a lot of DJs are doing it. Second of all, you know, the news is bombarding you with all of these negative things and stuff. And I think a lot of problems in your life can be fixed by just looking inside of yourself. So that's what I did. I didn't really have anywhere to express my emotions that I felt by just, you know, looking at the world, looking how everything is going to shit lately. So what I want to do, I want to combine those two things. So I already knew I was going to do a minute of silence in the stream when preparing for it because I just need to get that whole symbolic feeling of unity, and I need to, you know, express myself in that way. But I also wanted to do it in a musical kind of way. So last night at around 3 a.m. I was like, screw this, I want to do something extra for this minute of silence. So I actually composed a small piano piece, something that I do like to do, but I never really share it with anyone or something, especially not with my fans because it's really emotional, of course. I put a lot of stuff into the whole process of composing, and I don't really like to share that to everyone, you know, because it's really, the piano stuff is really personal stuff, because
well, maybe it's time to
exactly
to listen to it.
Yeah, so I want you guys to please respect this minute of silence and listen to the piano piece I composed. This one is for everyone who has maybe lost a relative to the whole coronavirus situation, or even if you're just feeling anxious yourself, if you've lost your job, if you've, you know, if you're going through a hard time. This one is for all the healthcare workers in Italy, Spain, the USA, but also here in the Netherlands. Everybody who is, you know, affected by this crisis. I wrote this piano piece for you, and let's do this minute of silence.
A beacon of hope. That was really impressive. It's really nice to express on a way like this. You have it hard, eh? What's up?
Really, I'm not gonna cry, but
I'll never see you like this.
I'm not headhunters. I'm sorry. No, but all of the love in the world to Willem, of course. But I mean, this is just, I can totally imagine where he's coming from, you know.
But this is a much seriouser than doing like a comeback while after you left the scene, right?
No,
Coming back. No, I love headhunters, definitely.
I love him
you
too.
know that,
but
right?
I mean, I can totally see where he's coming from, you know, if he's crying on stage.
No, but music is passion, music is emotion. I mean,
exactly.
Let's be honest about that. I mean, every emotion that you have, there's also a song you can relate to. If you are angry, there's a song you can relate to. If you're sad, there's a song. If you're happy, there's a song.
Yeah. The most beautiful thing is actually creating it yourself. And that's, you know, I saw a quote once. It was also by a musician, I think. You know how painters, they paint on a canvas, for example, they paint on a white canvas or some paint on a black canvas. And as musicians, we paint on silence. That's what we do, you know? We have silence to work with. And I think that's much more beautiful than a canvas. Because with silence, you can do so much more. And there's also no limitations, you know? Silence never ends. In my program, Ableton Live, I can create as much silence as I want. I can create as much music as I want.
Yeah.
If you paint on a canvas, you only have a limited space, you know.
That's true.
I think making music is one of the greatest and most beautiful arts, and I'm so happy and thankful that I can practice that art, you know, just by being 19 and doing my thing, you know. As someone who left school and stuff, you know, I'm just out here doing my thing, and I think that's something that music does really well, is connect people, but also give people who don't really, you know, they didn't really hit the jackpot with live. I get a lot of messages from fans, like I got one. I also talked about this one in the podcast with D-Block and Sefa, so check that one out if you haven't already. But there was this guy who sent me a message like, "Hey man, I was standing on a bridge and I was ready to jump. I was ready to do it, and then by sheer accident, I was playing music as well, and by sheer accident, your song came on, and that totally changed my whole perspective on things." And I mean, it could be a troll, it could be a genuine person. I would like to think it's a genuine person, of course, but just the whole thing behind it. I've seen a ton of comments like, "Hey man, you got me out of my depression," or "You helped me get out of my depression," or "I was having a tough day at school today and your music helped me out."
Yeah,
I think that is...
music is not to be underestimated, definitely not.
No, exactly, and that's more valuable than any booking fee you can get, I think.
Definitely. Now that being said, because we need to
we need to talk about money.
We need to talk about money right here,
Yeah.
because the Red Cross organization worldwide, of course, who actually helps people who are in difficult situations, especially now with the coronavirus, they are really of big importance, so please donate.
Exactly.
There are ways to donate. You can do it through PayPal or the Ideal page from the Red Cross itself.
So for all the Dutch people who want to donate, I think that's, we try to do it, you know, both ways. We try to do it all in one thing, but it's, when it comes to organizing the whole, you know, donation thing, I think it's easier to do it like this. So for all of the Dutch people, alle Nederlanders die kijken, shout out naar jullie. For all the Dutch people watching, you can text Sefa, so that's S-E-F-A, just, you know, Sefa, the same as my YouTube name, the same as my artist name, to 4004, dus Sefa naar 4004. And by doing that, all of the Dutch watchers, you can donate as much as you want. Just
make a screenshot. This is really important.
Yeah, be generous.
Of course, be generous, but most of all, be with us. And it doesn't matter that if you have a lot of money or you have not that much of money.
Yeah,
that doesn't really matter. Of course, we wanted to do a raise. We want to raise a lot of money, but this is of you getting involved in doing something good.
And of course, if you don't have money to spare, don't feel pressure to donate. I think it's really important that everybody gives what they want to give.
True.
And everything, you know, counts in this whole crisis. Plus, I think if we stand strong together, I mean, just, you know, look at how many people are watching. I think if we...
By the way, that being said, you talk. Let me see if there are some questions from you guys at home.
But just look at how many people are watching, you know. We haven't had an event in like... Most people haven't had an event in like more than a month. And they're still watching, being dedicated and, you know, listening to the music. I talked to a lot of artists and, you know, there's a slight dip in our Spotify streams, yeah?
We already have like 500 euro. That's really nice, right?
That's
we already
awesome.
have like 500 euro. A lot of people are looking right now.
But I got a text like 5 minutes ago saying we had 200 euros, so that's going really fast right now.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Shout out to you guys for your generosity.
Shout out. Hey, listen, man. We did a lot of talking, and I know how it is for the people at home.
Yeah.
I know you're dying to hear some music. I'm dying to hear some music. So what do we say? Should we play some music and then talk with the people who are actually getting involved? Or
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can send some requests of songs too if you want to hear something, a special Sefa song or whatever.
Exactly.
Just do that in that super chat. Jim, make sure it will get on my app right here. I'll make sure he will get it.
So I'm not doing a premix. Fuck you guys. No. For once. No, just kidding. I can mix. Fuck you. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm going to the turntables. Let's
Ladies
fucking
and
go.
gentlemen, please enjoy the one and only Sefa. And don't forget to donate through SMS, PayPal, or the super chat.
drop the bass.
Bounce.
Yeah.
Bounce.
Soon as I write this incredible song down, the decibel stomp down your chemical compound. I'm the king.
Remember the name. Reason to remember the name. 100% reason to remember the name.
My eyes are shut as darkness closes in on me. My hands are cold. A feeling of anger is running through my mind. It's the end of the world, the end of the world, the end of the world. Apocalypse. It's the end of the world, the end of the world, the end of the
One tribe. DEFCON 1.
Devastation. Creation. Domination.
One blood, one love, one tribe.
Domination. Devastation. Creation. Domination. Creation. Devastation. Domination. Domination. Devastation. Domination. Devastation. Domination. Domination. Devastation. Domination.
Grazie, Signore.
Creation. Devastation. Domination. Domination. Devastation. Domination. 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 Devastation. Domination. Domination. Devastation. Domination. Devastation. Domination.
We're walking in the air. We're floating in the moonlit sky. The people
inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Without a sense of confidence, I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure. Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Felt this way before, so insecure. Endlessly has pulled itself upon me, distracting, reacting. Against my will, I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting, now I can't see.
One, two in the place to be, the one and only Sefa. Yeah, baby. How you doing up there? Yeah, you have a good time? We got some more, right? We ain't finished. Let's do this. All together. Put your hands in the air. Are you ready for this one? Let's do it all together. You can do it. Sing along with me, everybody. This one is a beacon of hope, even though he shouts along a little bit, but we will conquer this shit together. Now just close your mind, close your eyes. Are you ready? structure, because right about now it's time to go crazy.
I'ma take the subtle approach first, 'cause I'm just getting started.
Yo, Chef, you ready? Let's do this.
Let's go. I'm ready for some action, ready with a passion, like pots with the steam, I'm ready to get it cracking. They say I'm up to no good, I say I'm down for the call. Down for whatever goes down, I'm strapped down to my jaw. So if you up for some stitches, then I'm down for some scars. Down to make 'em get down. Enough to make you wanna break shit. No longer will I take shit from any of these clowns, 'cause I'm tired of this fake shit. I'm ready for some action, ready with a passion, like rock with the steam. I'm ready to get it cracking. They say I'm up to no good, I say I'm down for the call. Down for whatever goes down, I'm strapped down to my jaw. So if you up for some stitches, then I'm down for some scars. Down to make 'em get down. Oh, here's a temporary fix for your permanent flaw. This album helps you to release, 'cause life is irking us all. Enough to make you wanna break shit, no longer will I take shit from any of these clowns, 'cause I'm tired of this fake shit. I'm ready to get it cracking.
Make some noise for Sefa! Later on, we got some questions from you guys. I will ask them to Sefa. But first of all, we'll listen to some more music. So enjoy. make some noise, Sefa! Yeah! Well, come over here quick. Bring your towel because you're sweating a little bit. Whew. Wow, that was a nice set.
Yeah.
That was really, really, really a nice set. And I
Thanks,
saw
man.
on the comments that the people at home also enjoyed it very, very much.
Nice. So
We-
it wasn't all for nothing.
It wasn't all for nothing. No, not at all, not at all. You did a great job. So what's up? You feeling hot?
Well, it was a really, really cool experience because it felt just like, I just, didn't bother to look at what was in front of me. So I envisioned myself being behind the decks at a party again.
You know, I had a little bit the same feeling. You
Yeah?
know? The feeling like, but of course, like, this is the first time since like 4 weeks we do something.
Exactly, yeah. My last gig was Reverse, I think.
Yeah. It was the same day at Better Community versus
Yeah.
Party Rising.
You were emceeing as well.
Yes, was also my last.
Oh, fuck
last
yeah,
gig.
man.
So that
I
was
miss this.
awesome.
I
That
miss
was
this a lot,
awesome.
yeah.
So let me tell you something.
I didn't look at the...
No, let me tell you, because we already raised a lot of money, and let me see what Jim. Wow, we almost have like 2,000 euro.
Oh, shit.
That's a lot. And there are
That's
a lot
awesome.
of people watching also. Let me see what he says more.
Nice, man.
I'm getting old right now, so I need to have my reading glasses. I'm sorry. Almost 13,000 viewers.
Oh, shit.
That's also awesome. And we got some questions. So are you
Yeah.
ready to shoot some questions, or do you need to drink a little bit first?
Well, just, let's go.
All right. So unfortunately, so don't blame me, but blame Jim Becky. He didn't wrote the names from the ones who asked the questions.
Oh, if they know, they know.
But if you know, you know. Just you
Exactly.
know, and you know. By the way, you can still donate. You can do that by SMS. You can text Sefa to 4004. You can donate through PayPal, but you also can go directly to the site of the Red
Exactly,
Cross.
mostly I'm not free, so if you can, pay my booking fee by donating to the Red Cross, that would be a very good idea.
I think they would love it. All right, let's see. Somebody really wants to know if you think that we can still save the summer.
Why do you have to ruin my mood after such a... No, it's not some, the thing is, the governments have, at least our Dutch government gave us new regulations recently, and I think they postponed everything, at least the events are still postponed until the 1st of June. So technically the summer is already fucked because, in April and May there are, it starts with Rebirth. Classically it starts with Rebirth, that's the tradition basically, and then, we've got a ton of great parties in May as well, like Titanium, for example, or, Intense in June. I'm really crossing my fingers for Intense because I prepared an insane hosting together with them, and I was really excited to partying with everyone. But I think keeping our hopes up for the summer, I think I don't think it's the right approach, because here we go again about my whole philosophy of life. Because if you actually, if you live your life without expectations, there won't be any disappointment. So that's how I'm living life right now. I mean, for me it's even worse because a lot of fans have to pay money to go to a festival for that great experience. But for me, it's actually, if you detach it from the emotional worth it has to me, all of these festivals, it's also my income. And if there's no festivals, there's no income either. But
And people can
I
may
don't think.
think like you have like a big bank account, but at a certain point.
Well, I mean, I saved up most of my money from last year, so I'm good to go. But there are also people who don't have it as good as some
people
DJs.
sometimes also are mistaken by the fact that you guys have a lot of expenses. You have teams around you. You have people who help
thing
you with
is-
certain stuff, management, and all of that thing. So it's not like
Every
it's-
day that I'm able to live that life, I'm grateful for every day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I think I'm entitled to living like this for 2, 3, 5, 10 more years. I think every smiling face I see in the crowd, every party I get booked for, every experience I have, either in the Netherlands or abroad, I think that is something that I should cherish with all my heart, and I think it's something that I should never take for granted. So I don't take it for granted. So, you know, if everything goes away, it's up to me to find a new way to express myself, and to, I hope, find a new way to keep connecting with you guys, the viewers and the listeners and the fans and everything.
Well, of
But
course,
I think we should.
We will come again,
Yeah, but
bigger than ever.
Of course, but I don't think we should look at it that way. I think we should look at it day by day. And, you know, if you only look into the future, you'll be dreading every day ahead of you, and you'll be, you know, worrying about, you know, is DEF CON going to continue? Is Intense going to continue? I think we should, it's a bit of a negative message for such a positive stream. I just play my set. I'm still full of, you know, adrenaline and
Yeah, but don't worry,
hormones
the
and
next
stuff.
question is a cheerful one. I
Yeah.
really have a
All
nice
right, good.
question
But
that will
the thing
give
is,
you good thing.
my advice to everyone watching is, don't expect the summer to be as you have been, you know, as you've expected. Expect the worst, and it can only be better if you expect the worst.
True.
So that's how I go through life in general, you know. Cool. When I go to a party, I think like, this is gonna fucking suck. And then it turns out to be awesome every time.
That's true.
Except DEF
The
CON.
most unexpected ones are the best. Definitely.
Exactly, like Japan and stuff, China, all of these parties, but also some parties in the Netherlands. But I think, you know, don't get your hopes up too high. You know, we're in a shitty situation, and there are, you know, it's maybe a bit rough to say, but I think there are bigger problems in the world going on right now.
True.
I think there are people dying, there are people losing family members, entire economies and infrastructure, or not even,
Alright.
but just, you know, economies and people's lives are being turned upside down. And I think worrying about festivals and worrying about income for me and a lot of other DJs is something maybe for tomorrow, for a few
Yeah,
months
it's
later.
not only the DJ scene. I mean, everybody's suffering
Exactly.
Economically
Yeah.
at this point. So, but we talked enough about the Corona stuff. So let's have some fun questions. And what's your favorite restaurant? Or what's your favorite food, actually?
My favorite
Yeah,
food.
that's
Well,
really
I'm currently
strange. Cross, but
I'm currently going through my mandatory Japanese food. I love Japanese food phase. Everybody has some kind of I love Japanese food phase, I think, in their lives. Like I used to really dislike sushi, because that's actually a pretty funny story.
I love it.
I used to celebrate, you know, Sinterklaas, the party where, you know, that divides the country right now because some people think it's racist.
Go over that.
I'm sorry.
Just sit the class. We love it, bomb. And we will talk about sushi.
And not Zwarte Piet. But no, but we always, or one time when I was like 8 years old or something, we had sushi, and my grandma was like, "Yeah, taste it. It's good. It's sushi. It's Japanese. It's raw fish." So I tasted it, and I was like, "Oh, this is, you know, pretty okay." So I ate a bunch of it, and then afterwards, in bed,
You became sick.
I puked like over my entire bed, and my mom had to, you know, it was like at 3 a.m. as well, so I had to wake up my mom. Mom, I puked. And after that, I didn't eat sushi for like, I think 10 years. And the first time I ate sushi and actually liked it after the Sinterklaas incident was actually at a headhunter's place during Hard with Style. He ordered sushi for everyone, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, there's nothing else to eat. Let's just, you know, eat the sushi. And, you know, I was pleasantly surprised. So I love Japanese food. I love Turkish food as well. Most people don't know I'm half Turkish, so the food is kind of instilled in me. It's in my blood, you know. Even, you know, I was raised.
Yeah, I can appreciate a good cough tattoo, you know.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
I was
that.
raised as a Dutchman. I was in the Dutch school system and stuff. Not really a lot of Turkish culture at home, but you know, once I, you know, once I take a bite of a good Adana kebab, then I'm all set. So I think, you know, Japanese food and Turkish food.
All right. I love Turkish food. Abi. You
Salam
know that.
alaikum.
I love it. All right. Next question was from a person who really wants to know, what's your favorite song? And it can't be one of yourself.
Okay. I fucking hate this question. Please stop asking me this question. I can't choose, you know. It's so.
Shoot Jim over there, you know.
Yeah, Jim. But no, I get asked this question like I think once a day, man. In my Instagram DMs, like, what's your favorite Frenchcore track? What's your favorite?
If it makes it easier, you can mention more than one.
The thing is, you know,
Just
I
give them a couple so you don't embarrass people.
the way I go
Like,
about
yeah, I thought you were my pal, but now you don't even mention my track. What the fuck is going on?
the way I go about answering this question is I either, you know, answer all of it, so all of my favorite songs, or I answer none of it. So there's no in between. So I'm gonna try to give you guys all of it, but I think you're gonna have to stop me before I, keep rambling on about
Yeah,
music for
don't
an hour
worry,
because
don't worry.
that's what I'm really good at. But I just really like music. But my favorite composer is Johann Sebastian Bach. A lot of people may already know that. Now, if you're one of the maybe 5 viewers right now interested in Johann Sebastian Bach's music, then you can go look up his. I think those songs, pieces are all too rough, I think. But you can try looking up the Fantasia in G minor, which is Bach Werkverzeichnis number 542, number 543, and number. It's difficult. He also has a lot of great chorales. The slow organ compositions.
Yeah, all right, we get it.
Ich ruf
You
zu dir,
like
Herr Jesu
classical
Christ, and
music
stuff.
blah blah blah, shit like that, and we
I'm- I-
go to
sorry.
the Matthias Passion.
I can be so pretentious, I know, but I also like Frenchcore. I'm gonna have to like Frenchcore because that's my job. But I also just like Frenchcore,
No,
From the heart?
Wait a minute. I want to go back to the classical part.
Don't do it. You'll definitely
No, I
regret
just
it.
want to ask you some questions because do you
Yeah.
actually have the feeling that you're like, how you say it? Are you actually aware of, or do you have the feeling that people are getting into classical music because of stuff that you, but also a Peacock already did?
I
Do you
certainly hope
think
they
that
are.
A lot of people are excited again for music like that.
That's what I pray for every morning when I wake up. No, but the reason I use a lot of classical music in my tracks is because, first of all, I like it. Second of all, I get influenced by classical music a lot because it's basically the only thing I listen to in my free time. So, what I do hope is that I can make people excited again for classical music in a way that has really been lost in our times, I think. I have a lot of people who send me messages like, yeah, I like classical music too. I really like Ludovico Einaudi, for example. I mean, Einaudi is a great composer, but it's not really classical, It's like contemporary classical music, which is really easy on the ears and really easy on the brain. It's relaxing. But the stuff I like is not, it's not relaxing, I like,
going deep.
for example, the Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Bach.
Yeah, I know.
That's like, it's heavy metal in the 18th century. It's so awesome. It goes all over the place, and once you start to understand the harmonic progressions and all of the intricate things he does, mathematically he's really strong. He uses mathematics in his compositions. For example, he uses a motive, like he does all kinds of stuff with numbers. He spells his name a lot, so B-A-C-H is of course the note B, the note A, the note C, and the note B flat, I think. In the German temperament system, H is B flat, so he spells his name a lot. It's just so cool. There are still things being discovered about his music to this day that we still didn't understand before. So, but enough about Bach and me being a nerd. I also like
Frenchcore.
Frenchcore. I love Frenchcore. Dr. Pico got me into Frenchcore. Back before that, I used to listen to a lot of hardstyle. So I love the classical hardstyle from the classical golden era, basically 2009, 2010, 2011, and that's when things kind of soured for me, and that's when
Is that classical hardstyle?
I think so. It's the golden age of hardstyle, I think.
Or maybe the golden age, but it's not the
But we're
classic age of
currently we're
hardstyle,
in
right?
another golden age of hardstyle, I think, because we've got a lot of great talents like Disturb, Sub-Zero Project. They just stormed onto the scene and they told people like, yeah, I'm here. What the fuck are you going to do about it?
No, definitely. I saw a lot of
It's
them,
awesome.
Guys like Rejecta and,
Yeah.
and Tweakers.
Soundrush.
and
Look at all of the
whatever.
new people on just destroying the Gelredome and Climax every year. There's a ton of new artists every year, and if you
Yeah.
stand there, if you play a Climax, you basically done it.
No, that's really
When it comes to the Dutch
nice.
scene. So I think that's
Definitely.
really, it's a good sign that we're currently, living in another golden age of hardstyle. Frenchcore is, the difficult thing is, when this kind of Frenchcore revolution happened, where, more melodies got implemented into tracks and, we were pitching kicks, I was really expecting a lot of other producers to jump on board, like maybe a couple, maybe
But is
10,
it-
20, 30 producers. But
Is that
I
a
mean,
good thing or a bad thing?
well, a lot of people tell me like, yeah, it's good because you're lonely at the top together with Dr. Peacock, and it's. But I think for a scene to survive and thrive, and for a scene to be interesting, there needs to be a lot of new talent. And the thing that I would like to tell you guys right now on stream is, if you've got a Frenchcore track, if you've got a dream of producing Frenchcore, if you want to do this, I wanted to do this as well, and I did it, you know. I just did it. I just started producing music, and I just started, you know,
Well, when
pushing
you were
buttons in my
young and
bedroom.
the first chances, your first steps were given by Dr. Peacock,
Yeah.
and he introduced you into this Frenchcore world.
Yeah.
How do you see your own role? Do you think that in the near future you will start something like a label to promote? To promote the Frenchcore and to promote new talents. Actually, that's what I wanted to say.
The thing is, we've deviated from the classical. Here I use the classical word again, like the old Frenchcore from, you know, DJ Radio, Mesouya, and Sikke Squad, the old days of Sikke Squad, 2010, 11, 12. We've
Le
deviated.
Basque.
Sorry?
Le Basque.
Le Basque as well. A ton of great names. Adrenochrome. We've deviated from that style so much that a lot of people refuse to call it Frenchcore. But the thing we have to keep in mind is that if you listen to a hardstyle track from 2003 and a hardstyle track from now, for example, listen to the Climax Anthem from 2003. I think it's Deepak, The Prophecy, and listen to the Climax Anthem from last year. You know, it's such a big difference. I think the same applies to Frenchcore. So much has changed, but I don't think it's changed. I think it's the genre has evolved in a really good way, I think.
Yeah.
And for the people who like the old Frenchcore style, there are still, you know, people like Le Basque, Mesouya, they're still active. Sikke Squad is still active. They're still doing their thing, but.
So actually a thing like the whole Frenchcore worldwide, what Peacock did in the Silverdome, was actually something that you really loved, because actually what he was doing was going from the old to the new, right?
I think for a genre to go forward, you always have to respect the tenets of the past. And I think I still, you know, I don't really play a lot of old tracks in my sets just because they don't really fit into this current style anymore. I mean, we're talking about kicks that last for 2 minutes and a lot of percussion, not really a lot of melody, but I do still listen to it. I do still, you know, I love to listen to those old Frenchcore sets from 2011, 12, for example. That's actually what got me into Frenchcore in the first place, because I remember Dr. Peacock, he had this, you know, small party. It was called Icon, I think, in P60 in Amstelveen, and it was just, he just invited a ton of great Frenchcore producers like Adrenochrome, the Brain Drillers and stuff. And I remember he sent me an email. I was like 11 or 12 back then, like, hey man, this is lsdb.com, you can download all of my live sets here. So I went to the website and I downloaded all of his live sets from Icon. So that's how I got involved with you know, people like those Frenchcore gods, you know, and I still really appreciate their music. But again, I think to move forward, you have to really respect that music. You have to really respect what those people accomplished in the years that they were at their prime.
Like, never forget where you're coming from, right?
Exactly.
All right. Other question. Did you detect some talent that we also need to watch? Did you see or hear some names?
I think the biggest talent we have in Frenchcore right now, he's a bit dormant, but I still think it's Cyclone, to be honest. And Cyclone, if you're watching, please just make another fucking EP, man. I need new music to play. Like, I played this, it was so funny. I think he didn't send me anything for like 2 years. And then in early 2019, he sent me another track. I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's open it. And it was just absolutely amazing again. And I played it at DEF CON 2019 at the Red Stage. It's called Skyfall from Cyclone.
Yeah, he's
like the guitar song. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. But but just it exploded at the Red Stage. So he has a lot of potential still. I think he's one of the better producers, like when it comes to the entire hard dance genre. And I really want him to, you know, keep going with new music. And
But what's holding him back? Because
I don't
probably do you have contact with him, or because I think he's extreme great talent.
I don't talk to him a lot,
Definitely.
but you know, I don't want to push him either. You know, you either feel it or you don't, and
True.
you either want to launch a career or you don't. And I think I really respect him, so I think I'm going to let him take the initiative when he wants to come back. And yeah, just send me new music, man.
Well, it's always nice to know that Sefa has your back on that one, right? So, let me see, because I'm really excited how much money we at this point already have. Wow.
Yeah?
Wow, man. We already have like 1,280 euro through SMS. And then we got another 1,000 by PayPal. So that makes us almost 2,400 euro for the Red Cross.
Awesome. Right.
That's really nice for 1.5 hour live streaming.
Very last shout out. If you want to donate, text, for the Dutch people, if you want to donate, text Sefa to 4004.
That's correct.
4004. For the international viewers watching, there's also a PayPal account in which you can safely transfer your money, and we'll make sure it goes to the Red Cross.
Yeah. So what time? How much time do we have?
Too little, I think.
Yeah. I would suggest that we actually should finish with some music. What
Some
do you
music?
say? Yeah, why not? You still have some music with you?
Of course.
Well, let's do some music. We said everything that we could have said, so we
Right.
all know everything. I think we can make those people at home happy
Right.
with some music.
We're gonna finish with a really old track of mine, and I still really love it. This is This Life Is Lost. Just let me. Yeah, it was my first hit. I made it when I was 15, I think, and I think it's a really appropriate way to close this stream.
Definitely.
Sietse, please keep talking, because I think it'll take fucking ages to find it on my USB stick. But
Yeah, don't worry.
I'll try my
you
best.
Go ahead. So, for the people who still want to donate, that's possible. Like Sefa said, you can do it by PayPal. You can do it by texting to Sefa to 0440 4004. That's what I said, man.
4004.
All right.
Het is voor de Nederlanders 4004.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ja.
Sorry. And of course, there are many ways you can get a beautiful new hoodie or a beautiful sweater. And the one who has the biggest donation can win this beautiful t-shirt who Sefa actually wore at the Red. Well, I think he's ready. This life is lost. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching today. This is Sefa.
So we have to start. All we have to do is think about the state of the world today. And realize that things are all upside down. The wrong people are in power, and the wrong people are out of power. But you have to get a little detached, and then come back. And look at the world.
That is a glorious feeling.
Kom er nog even bij, dan gaan we er een eind aan breien. Actually, what I was saying to him is, well, get over here and let's bring it home. We actually made, in a strange situation, some great times tonight. What do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah?
Well, I had the time of my life. I don't know if you could see it when I was playing, but it felt just as if I was performing, but the only thing I missed was, of course, the people. For example, when I played Musica, I was really expecting to hear somebody doing like... There was no one, unfortunately. But the thing is, you know, I can still stand there and play some music, but I had a great time. But the thing is, we really need to stay positive. And even though that sounds really hard, and even though I'm not really the person to say that, because I'm in a really comfortable position still. I don't know if that will change in the near future, but the thing is, we can all do our share. We can all pay our share to make the world a better place, especially today in this whole coronavirus outbreak. But I think, you know, not just the coronavirus, there's a lot of shitty stuff going on in the world. And this track, This Life is Lost, actually, if you listen to the lyrics, it's, you know, the wrong people are in power, the wrong people are out of power. You have to get a little detached and then come back, look at the world, and that is a glorious feeling. That's exactly what I'm thinking right now. So to all of the people watching, if you're still watching, stay strong, things will get better. Thank you so much for your generosity, for your donations, for sticking around, for sharing the word. I had a great time here. I really had a great time here. I think Sietse, I want to thank Sietse, of course.
Thank you.
For co-hosting this
But most of all, let me
stream.
thank you, because what a lot of people don't know is that this is not only like a normal fundraiser.
Yeah.
You paid this all by yourself. You also donated €1,000 to the Red Cross yourself.
I didn't even announce that yet.
No, but I just...
Okay, well,
I just tell it to you because I want to give you big props for that. You're a good kid, and let's hope in the future we see each other and all these people back in real life.
So to the Red Cross, the money is coming to you guys as soon as possible. And on top of the, what do we have collected so far? Like,
well, I think
€3,000 euros?
Well, it goes really. I think at this point we're actually at like 3,000 already,
Right, awesome.
because it really went fast. But I'm not sure. Let me see.
So on top of those €3,000, I'm also going to
We're
donate.
on €3,000, and this is actually without your own €1,000 that you donated. So.
Okay, so I'm going to add €1,000. It's the least that I can do. I want to do more, but in this live stream, we've raised awareness, we've raised donations, we've spread the word. So I'm going to top those beautiful €3,000 with another €1,000 donation. Makes for a beautiful €4,000 total raised today.
Yeah,
awesome.
and for the people who see this afterwards and didn't have a chance to donate some money or whatever, there's a lot of other stuff that you can do, but you also can go straight away to the website of the Red Cross. You can donate also there.
Exactly. And next to that, you know, try to think a bit more about each other, you know. Think about your family, think about your friends, think about everything you can do basically to make the situation a little bit better for all of us. Again, thank you so much for helping me make a stand to the coronavirus. We've done this together. We've raised €4,000 total. You guys have watched, you guys have shared. Thank you so much. And I think we have to call it a day.
We have to call it a day. Thank you very much also. You can watch this back at YouTube, at Facebook, and everywhere.
But don't you guys fucking rip my tracks.
Just
I played
rip
a lot
them.
of exclusives. You know.
Rip them all.
Rip them all, I don't care.
So you guys home, please stay safe. Don't be stupid. Stay at home. And let's hope we meet each other soon. Ciao.
Yeah.